Hey everybody, welcome to the Power of Love. I'm Charboil and this is...
El Bandito.
Oh man, El Bandito. You know, I've been a little bit of like a semi-cross-country traveler over the past week, but man, I am back.
Bro, you absolutely have been. You've had an amazing adventure out there, heading all the way out to, I think, the great state of Texas. Am I right?
Oh, you know it, man. And was it great? Was it great? You know, for one, not only did I get to go out to the Lone Star State and experience a bunch of awesome stuff, but I also had Mr. Fusion along for the ride. So, you know, that definitely made it worth the price of admission.
I bet. That sounds like all the entertainment you need across many, many, many states.
You know it, man. But I got to say, man, one thing I loved about going out to Texas, man, the folks out there that we met in Texas were just awesome, man. They were so nice, showed us so much hospitality. They talked to me and Mr. Fusion, which I know a lot of people even here in Florida usually just don't do anyway. And man, they were just so cool. But I gotta throw a shout out for Texas Frightmare. That was this huge horror convention. You know, when you say it to somebody, like, are you going to a horror convention? No, a horror convention. But no, it's one of the biggest one in the South, and it was just a blast. Probably one of the biggest conventions I've ever gone to, and probably one of the most well-organized conventions for that size. You know, don't get us wrong, man. You know, some of our buddies over here that put on the conventions up and down the coast of Florida, they do a great job. But man, this was like a megacon-sized horror convention, and man, it ran smooth, and it even had a day where it completely sold out. So you know how that is, you know, the crowds and stuff like that.
Well, definitely. You know, and like you said, there are so many beautiful people that we know up and down the East Coast here of Florida, putting on some amazing and awesome cons, from Daytona Beach Comic Con all the way out to Infinity Con out there in Orlando, coming back over to the Space Coast Comic Con. I mean, just so much great stuff. Florida SuperCon. We got MegaCon happening, I think, just next weekend or the following, right? It's coming up.
It is convention
It is coming
time,
up.
man.
But I have to say, with all of the beautiful people that we know, we got to give some amazing shout-outs to the beautiful people hanging out and chat with us down there.
Tell them what's up, man.
We see Mr. Eric G. We got Demo hanging with us. Samio coming in hot. Life Reboot. Aur3llia, our Master Moderator, hanging out down there. Exclamation point MOD in the chat. We'll throw you a link up to where she's hanging. And you guys will be able to check out her fantastic, amazing stream that is 100% for charity. Life Reboot also hanging out with us. The absolute king of Donkey Kong, man. He is a beast. You got to get over there and check out his channel. If you'd like to throw out a shout out for Life Reboot and Demo, I would super appreciate it. And for Sam as well. So you guys can all link up and check each other out. Eric, definitely check out some of these amazing other channels here. Life Reboot's an amazing retro streamer doing amazing gaming over there. Demo, he has bailed us out how many times playing different games on game night?
Oh,
yeah.
Demo is awesome.
So yeah, get over there and check him out for that. He plays a lot of great games, and he has one of the best running narratives to a game that I've ever seen. Like, he just infos the whole game and can tell you everything about all these little aspects of it. It's so much super fun, man. But we got some amazing people in chat. They're excited to have Senior Bull back. They're excited to hear about some stories with you and Mr. Fusion, man. Let us know a little something else fun and exciting that happened.
Oh, well, man, like we said, we went out there. We had an awesome time touring through Texas. We went and checked out some of the spots that they filmed the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And I got to tell you, I think I had some of the best barbecue I've ever had in my whole life at the place where they filmed the gas station scenes in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. If you're ever out in Texas near Austin, you got to go to the gas station. And people are going to say, "Well, which one?" The gas station.
Oh, the gas station.
Yes. Now they don't. Now, just so you know, if you're running on empty, they don't actually have gas there. But they have plenty of horror movie memorabilia and just not just Texas Chainsaw stuff. I mean, we were talking about the full gamut, but absolutely, they definitely have plenty of Texas Chainsaw T-shirts. And like we said, the barbecue. I got some brisket. It was delicious. You know. Then we also went up to the original house from the 1974 movie, and man, they've turned that place into like a 5-star restaurant. Like it's like you know, you go in there and you're expecting to eat like, you know, some barbecue or something. No, we're talking about filet mignons, you know, ribeyes. You're in steak country out there. I mean,
Nice.
you just see the future dinners along the roadway, kind of just standing out there. You know.
Now wait, I gotta ask: Did you take down that legendary 72-ounce Texas steak that they have.
Oh man, I wish we could have. You know, me and Mr. Fusion were such on a roll going through things. We didn't get to do any competitive eatings, but man, like I said, the filet mignon that they had there at the Texas Chainsaw Massacre house. They have a little bar on the side too, so you can have a little beverage too. But man, the filet mignon, it was called the Oscar. And what it is, it was a filet. You've heard of this before?
Yeah, I'm familiar with what the Oscar is. Yeah.
So you have the filet mignon, and then you got crab on top, and then it's covered with béarnaise sauce. So man, it was excellent.
Béarnaise sauce, of course, is very similar to hollandaise. You know, just slightly different. I believe the difference is that béarnaise sauce, they add in a citric component to it. You typically vinegar, something like tamarind, or not tamarind. It starts with a T, but it's a specific type of vinegar.
Oh, you know it, man. You're spot on, El Bandito. Very similar to hollandaise, but man, talk about if you're gonna add that on a steak, so delicious.
Now,
but
see, I know that because Senior Boyle makes the bangingest eggs Benedict I've ever freaking had, and he actually makes it with béarnaise sauce instead of hollandaise, and that extra little citrus. That's a punch in the face. That is Flavor Town. That is awesome, dude. So, hey,
bang
right there for some eggs. Let's throw some love out there for some eggs Benedict. People in the house.
We like I said, food wise, I could sit here and talk about food all night, but we got to talk about some more of the Texas Frightmare because I got to meet some of my favorite people out there. Like I said, the crowd themselves were awesome. We met some awesome friends that are like, you got to come on back now next year. You know, you guys can't just go to one. But, man, probably the highlight of the whole trip, man, I got to meet, if you see the shirt right here, Joe Bob Briggs, and I also got to pick up this. Joe Bob Goes Back to the Drive-In. Now, this book's from 1990, so it's a little. It's not even in print no more. But I had to have it. You know, I met Joe Bob. Let me tell a quick story. Me and Mr. Fusion were in the line to meet Joe Bob on Friday. You know, we're waiting for about 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and Joe Bob says, "I got to go do my show tonight." You know, his show on Shudder. So he's got to shut down his booth. But you know, he's like, "Damn, there's a lot of people waiting." So you know what he did, man? He signed a little card. Handed it to us. So, of course, right there, you got his autograph.
Yeah.
But he said, hey, if you bring that back tomorrow, like, we'll bump you right to the front.
Hey.
You know? So, me and Mr. Fusion are like, thank you so much. Like, that's awesome. We're definitely going to be back. So, come back the next day, get to meet him and Darcy, the mail girl. Ooh, yeah. Just seeing Darcy is kind of like, wow, you know? But then getting to meet Joe Bob was also just a huge benefit. And like I said, he even signed my book here. And just an all-around great guy. I got to talk to him for a few minutes. But aside from Joe Bob, one other quick story I want. Oh, sorry.
Real quick, if I could.
Yeah.
Like, let's remind some of these folks out here who may not be too familiar with Joe Bob. Now, I know we read some stories about him, I think last year, actually, right?
Yes.
Because it was around Thanksgiving.
Yeah, he was bringing back
Can
his...
you tell the story about that? Just real quick.
Yeah, absolutely. Joe Bob Briggs, he's been reviewing movies. He's a Texan, you know, who reviews horror. Well, not just horror movies, sci-fi, and probably almost anything from like the 1970s through like the early 90s. But yeah, he used to have a show on the movie channel called Joe Bob Goes to the Drive-In. Then he also had a show on TNT in the 90s called Monster Vision, which is where I got my actual exposure to Joe Bob. And what he would do is while you'd watch the show, when it came to a commercial break, Joe Bob would kind of give you either like a tally of things that were happening, you know, like how many deaths you were going to see, how many boobs you were going to see, how much blood you were going to see. It was just always kind of fun and tongue in cheek, but he'd also have a lot of good information about the movies. Well, when he got canceled back in like 2000, in the year 2000, he was pretty much like, oh, I guess now the people have to suffer. They won't have Joe Bob no more. Now, he does have some other spots, too, in like Married with Children and the movie Casino, where he gets fired by Al Pacino.
Yeah.
But we don't need to get into all that. But, yeah, last year Shudder said, you know what, we want Joe Bob. We want Joe Bob to come back for the last drive-in. So they had him do a 24-hour show about, you know, watching movies, doing what he always did. And it actually broke the Shudder servers.
Yeah.
Like they completely...
Like so many people logged in, it bogged it down and completely crapped it out.
And Shudder's owned by Amazon.
Yeah,
so, I mean, like, you know, they're not... You wouldn't think they're running on, you know, some shoddiness, you know, but...
They probably have pretty decent servers.
Yes. So Joe Bob broke Shudder, and then, you know, he came back and he did two... like mini seasonal things for Thanksgiving and for Christmas. And now he's on every Friday. Well, for the next like couple of weeks, he's on doing his first season. Every Friday night, he hosts 2 movies where he does this stuff where he tells you all about it. Darcy's there with him. It's just a lot of fun to watch, especially if you're a horror fan or even a movie buff.
Yeah.
Like you get a lot of that information that you wouldn't get, and it's all very factual.
No doubt. So he's kind of an iconic guy who reviews movies. If you've ever seen that like dinner date and a movie thing that they have on like TBS or whatever, where they have the people interject in between the movie and kind of have little quips and jokes about it or insights behind the scenes things. Like that's kind of what Joe Bob did for like B horror movies, like crappy horror movies back in the day. So it's cool to see him come back and kind of do the same thing, because now it's a bit more prevalent than ever for people to be able to make feature-length films on very small budgets. And, they're all over the world and all sorts of really fun stuff. So it's an iconic character to kind of come back and relive some of the youthful days we had watching this kind of corny shit.
Oh, you know it, man. You know it. And like I said, it's just getting that knowledge in there, too, And like I said, it's stuff that you may not, have heard before, or maybe you might be like, hey, I think I've heard that, but then he always has some extra little tidbit on there. Like either he talked to the director or something personally. That he's been doing this since like 1983 or 85 or so. So, I mean, he's been around for a while.
But I have to say, man, if you guys are looking for someone here on Twitch who does something similar, I know we got McPatches hanging out down there in the chat with us.
Yeah.
And he has the Underground Horror Radio that he has a podcast for right on his Twitch channel, man. Aur3llia, if you want to give him a shout out, I think he's still hanging around. But, he's a very good friend of ours. He got us started into doing podcasting.
Oh, yeah.
And on his stream, you can oftentimes catch him reviewing movies and talking about horror movies and stuff coming out right now, and adding in his insights, being a longtime horror fan. So that's a super ton of fun and something awesome to check out. Aur3llia, thank you so much for that. Thank you for the heads up on the audio stuff as well earlier. We got so many other exciting people. I see Mr. Fusion hanging out with us. Valentina TV hanging out there. If you want to give her a shout out, Aur3llia, people got to go check it out. She says good morning from Malaysia, where she was just earlier playing The Witness. I seen it. I was working on the show, so I couldn't come by and hang out. But next time I see you, I'm going to come hang out with you for a bit. Mediocre Bad Guy, thank you for stopping by. Thank you to all you beautiful people hanging out with us here on the Twitchverse. Going to throw you a little bit of Twitch love real quick, but I know Senior Bull's got one more quick story he wants to tell us.
Yeah, I'm gonna go through this one nice and quick because, like you said, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And also tonight, we're going to be kicking off our Name That Game tournament.
Yes.
So if you guys have been watching us for a while, you know what that's all about. But if not, we're going to explain it to you as soon as I'm done with this.
If you guys like games, you may enjoy it.
We're like, we have a feeling the Name the Game this tournament this year is going to be like,
might be jumping.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty hopping. Well, one other story I just wanted to share. Like, there's tons of great times we had out there. But, man, back in the late 90s, man, I was a huge fan of the band Guar. I mean, I still love Guar. They're just awesome. I've taken El Bandito to Guar. Any friend that I have, I try to make sure they see the crazy stage show that is Guar.
Yeah, Guar.
Exactly. Beavis and Butthead loved them. Yeah, I love them. Well, back in the late 90s, I got to meet a couple of the guys from Guar. The lead singer at the time, Dave Brocky, he's unfortunately has passed away, a few years ago. But the bass player, Casey Orr, I also got to meet, and he took a great photo of me. And I mean, I'm just like a little 17 or 18-year-old kid, looking all I just came out. So I was front row. It was like when me and El Bandito went, we kind of stayed back and we just had a few little droplets on us. Like I was covering my head.
Because remember, we got mushed by 400 people that just smushed us. And I was like, dude, we just got shot out by the bar somewhere.
Well, the one thing about Guar is as we get older, the younger crowd still continue to listen to them. So you got these little young bucks down there
throwing
slamming
elbows.
But I got to meet Casey Orr back in 99 and take a great photo with him, and I've always kept it. Well, I heard he was going to be a Texas Frightmare, and I said, I'd love to recreate that photo. So I found Casey actually very late in the day on Saturday. I had walked past his booth probably 50 times, but I just didn't see him there. I didn't see a sign. And I'm like, oh, my God, here he is. So I went up and I talked to him, and he was so nice. And, I told him the story. He's like, oh, absolutely, man. We could totally So we retook the photo, and I found the old photo and put them kind of side by side. Well, I'm sure we'll be able to share it somewhere. But another thing I just wanted to get is, he's an artist as well as a musician. So he had his book of art. they're here.
Nice.
The art of ore, and I mean, if you've ever seen War and the artwork, I mean, they're all art students. I mean, that's how they started. But he has a whole booklet here of his artwork, and he signed it for me and personalized it. So I definitely
awesome,
this to me was like 20 years later after meeting this guy outside a club, I got to meet him at an awesome convention and share some memories with them. And now we're Facebook friends.
Yay!
So that just was the cherry on top of the cakes, or on top of the ice cream, man. It was a great time. So, and thank you, Ori, for filling my boots again last week, my new cowboy boots. And
no, definitely. We did want to take a minute to say that, yes, while Senior Bowl was away last week, Aur3llia came in and hung out with us on the show, guest hosted for the evening with us. Ended up being a very long episode where we talked a lot about video game anniversaries. We were kind of sharing our own Twitch anniversary, having been mutual followers now for 6 months. So it was just a super great time, and we wanted to say thank you, of course, to her for coming by and hanging out. Look, she says she missed you, Charboil.
Oh, thank you so much. I missed you and all the beautiful people out there, and you guys are the best. Like, as much as we can go places and meet new friends who I also did tell about the Power Hour, so hopefully we'll get some new faces as well, but we love to see all you guys' beautiful faces every week. Well, as much as we can through the text.
Yeah. We get to see your beautiful names out there every week. And then your faces when you stream, which is nice. But yeah, Aur3llia came in, filled the shoes, filled the seat for us there. It was a super great time, a lot of fun. You can catch that VOD tomorrow. We'll probably be uploading it over to our YouTube page as well, so you can check that out. It should be a super ton of fun if you want to catch up with Aur3llia, who's a fantastic charity streamer, and see her kind of doing a podcast-style show and hanging out with me here at the Power Hour. It was a super ton of fun, so thank you for that. Like we said, she is a fantastic charity streamer. Everything she does over on her stream is for charity. And this month, she's supporting another streamer who's actually hosting a charity, which we think is fantastic because it's what we've been doing for Aur3llia. And now she's passing it one further. So we figured, hey, we'll do the same thing. If you check out our donation panel down below, it's going to link over to Democracy's charity campaign that he's doing for the month of May. Now, one thing about Demo that we didn't mention earlier is that part of his streaming typically includes some positivity and mental health awareness. He always says he's not a licensed person to be talking about mental health, but bringing awareness to it is something that all of us can do, and it's something he's really great at doing. So I love those segments of his streams. And what's really great is that you get over there, you feel good about yourself, you get all supercharged up, you get in a little bit of good headspace, then you have some great gaming with him, So what he did this month was he has set up a campaign for... I wrote it down and I closed the tab on it. Hold on. I'm going to open it because I don't want to get the name of this wrong.
Woo!
Look at that. Hey, Chimera coming in here raiding with 3 friends out there. Thank you so much. Definitely throw my boy a shout out right there, Aur3llia. I appreciate it so much. Thank you, guys. Thanks for joining us here on the Power Hour of Love.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully, we're going to have some fun here in a little bit. We're going to be rocking the Name That Game tournament, talking a little bit about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in between and having some fun. But right now, we're giving some shout outs to this charity campaign that Democracy is hosting right now. And I'm trying to find the whole name of the charity here. Here it is. Okay, I found it. To Write Love on Her Arms. Right, so yeah, really, really, really cool charity here. It's dedicated to presenting hope and finding help for people suffering with depression, addiction, self-injury, and suicide. So all sorts of mental health issues. So our donation panel below, plus exclamation point charity in the chat, will lead you to his campaign where he has already reached a goal of $500.
Oh,
right?
man.
And he
fantastic.
said he may soon amend it to be $1,000 because it's supposed to run for the whole month.
Oh, yeah. Here we are just in a couple days in. Yeah, might have to bump it up, but that's great that he's already hit that it's already going so well.
Absolutely, and I think it's particularly great because mental health issues and awareness is something that has not been prevalent throughout the course of our lives. Mm-hmm. For a lot of people, it's a topic considered taboo that you shouldn't talk about it, especially for men. If you say my feelings are hurt, people are like, don't be a wuss, suck it up, you're a man. And that's not right. We're still people who have feelings.
Absolutely.
And bad thoughts in our own head that we should address and that we should deal with. So, we're huge proponents of that as well here on the Power Hour.
Oh, Definitely.
It's why we try to just spread the love, because, damn, there's so much shit weighing on you through the whole rest of the time. Like, why not spread a little bit of love? So I'm glad that Aur3llia chose to spread some love to Demo. We're always spreading some love her way, and now we're getting a triple love thing going on. It turns into some sort of weird, like, love paradox triangle thing that I don't even want to get into.
Triforce of love, baby.
There you
Triforce
go.
of love.
Triforce of love. Bringing it back to the gaming, bro. That's what's up. That's what's up. But yes, we are so excited to support this charity throughout the month of May, which is Mental Health Awareness Month. So very cool charity, guys. Excellent streamer. If you haven't followed him already, I don't know why you're taking any more time waiting. Go follow him right now. Check out his channel. The next time he's going live should be tomorrow night around 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Go check him out. You won't be disappointed, guys. Let him know the Power Hour sent you.
Oh, yeah. No, that's fantastic. I'm so glad to hear that his campaign is going so well. So
Yes.
already, that's just let's keep it going. Keep that train going.
Absolutely. Mental health is something everyone can use a little bit of work on now and again. Spooky Butt joining us down there in the chat all the way from across the pond. Thank you for joining us tonight. Saying hello to her waifu, Aur3llia.
That's awesome.
All right. So, guys, let's get right into it. What do you say? Round 1 of the Name That Game tournament's going to pop up right now. Now, here are a little bit of the rules of the game. Okay? So, the game is actually going to work like this. We throw up this banner to let you guys know that a game is coming. Okay? The very next slide is going to be a single still image from a random video game picked throughout space and time. It's up to you to recognize the game from that single still image and drop the name of it in chat as fast as you can. Right? Now, we do award points not just for the first person to do it, but I think for what, the top 3, the first 3?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So the first person to name it will definitely get the most allotted points. But then as they go on, so it would be like, 3 points to the first one, the second person name it would get 2, and then the third person would get a point. So,
yes.
well, as the weeks go on, we're doing this for the next 4 weeks, we'll definitely also be posting up the rankings, so we'll have that all ready for you guys.
Yeah, and are you going to be doing this on Instagram and Twitter as well? Or?
I think it's going to be a Twitch exclusive
all
this
right.
year.
Let's do it.
Yeah, so we're going to be, we're going to be rocking them out. Like, I know we've got a couple tonight, but yeah, as the weeks roll on, that last episode, the last week in May, we usually do like a final night,
Yes.
we really we do like 10 or 15 of them, and just for that final go. But yeah, over the next few weeks, we're going to have someone scattered throughout the show. So it's a lot of fun.
All right. Sounds awesome, guys. Hey, Carmilla, I see you hanging out there. Thank you for joining us out here tonight. I love the little emote you got, the little rainbow. What is this? It looks like maybe a bear. Is it a little bear face in it? I love it. Either way.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's great. But yeah, thank you for joining us tonight. Aur3llia, if you want to shout out Spooky and Carmilla, guys, you can go check them out. Like we said, Spooky Butt, she joined us last month, I believe it was, playing some Sea of Thieves. She's an amazing streamer, super ton of fun, rocking some Overwatch and fun stuff over there. Carmilla, of course, has got the woo factor going on over there because she is rocking some awesome stuff, like playing Beat Saber down there and playing some Hades recently, which is a super ton of fun. Also a game that Aur3llia plays, and the two of them watch each other back and forth and have fun playing the game. So it's super cool. As well as Chimera, who I hope we shouted out earlier when he threw us down that awesome raid. Thank you so much for that.
Awesome.
Because he was playing some Hades earlier this week too.
Oh, yeah. Well, man, Chimera, if you're watching, man, keep your eyes peeled, man. We got some classics in here, man. And also for our Buddy Life reboot.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. We do have some retro games. We do have some modern day games. These games could be coming from anywhere. We shouted him out. I thought you did, Aur3llia. Thank you. I know you're all over it like white on rice on a paper plate in a snowstorm. Thank you so much, our masterful moderator down there in chat. Just keeping the dream alive. Thank you so much.
All right. Are we ready for the first one to pop?
All right. I'm ready.
Let's do it.
Let's hit them with it.
Let's
Bam.
get what they want.
So that's it. If you recognize this game, I think I'm not sure if I can throw this on the big. Let me see if I can do that.
Let's see.
Let me see. Yes, we can.
Awesome.
Do that. Okay.
There we go.
So let's do that.
There we go. Woo.
There we go. On there, a little pixelated.
A little bit.
A little pixelated, but that's okay.
We'll
this
give
is
you
literally how it looked. So
yeah, I was gonna say, we'll give you a hint. It definitely is in that 16-bit era.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Hey, we'll actually hold back. So we might even throw a bonus question out there.
All right. So what do you guys think? Ooh, man. Life reboot coming in hot.
Oh,
coming
man.
in hot.
Well, even if you guys didn't know, it may be down in there. Be sure to throw it on down if you think that's what it is.
Yeah, if you think that's the right answer, feel free to just go ahead and copy it. You do get points for second and third place. I finally played Smash Ultimate in a tournament this past weekend. Very fun. That's awesome, Life.
Let's see.
All right, I think we've got 3 people. I think we've got 3 people.
Did it go on down? All right, so who? I think I know who hit this one first. Are we talking about our buddy Life Reboot?
Oh, absolutely, man. He came in crushing it hot with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters.
Absolutely, man. Now that's so cool. Now I wanted to throw a bonus question in here, but I'm not sure if I've got these facts straight.
Oh, okay.
But I believe there was a special character for a system. Now, if you can name what that character was, he was a Ninja Turtles character, so it wasn't some random. This game had some, random characters. I'm sure they eventually made toys of, but there was a fan favorite that I believe was only in the Sega version of this game. So if you guys can throw that into the comments. And if I'm wrong about this, hey, maybe we'll just give some bonus points anyway.
We have the whole of the internet at our disposal.
I know. I'm pretty sure there was one character that you couldn't get. And I've got him in my mind. I just want to see if anyone else throws it down.
J-Dog, thank you for hanging out there with us tonight, man. We appreciate you popping in. And while you guys are thinking about that, feel free to throw it in anytime you like down here in chat, and we'll pick it up on the rebound. If we skip it or miss it, we're going to go through the whole VOD, make sure we give all of our points appropriately. So don't worry, just throw it down in there.
Yes. Well, I see Life saying that he's never actually played this game. That he just heard of it. Well, I did play this game back when, it came. I played the Super Nintendo version, and that's why I don't think that special character was available. But, the thing about it was fun because, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat had come out, but it was kind of cool that you could play all 4 Turtles plus, like, a lot of these other random characters, and then a couple ones like the Shredder and ones that we know, Slash, and, some of the other bad guys. But, yeah, I thought it was a great fighter, game, And, I think it's kind of a little underrated. Like, I think the same thing. I think people kind of heard about it and are like, I don't want to play a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fighting game. But it was a lot of fun. So
yeah. No, I don't think I think I've played this, but I just don't remember it, to be honest.
So I'll go ahead and throw it out because I could be wrong if no one's jumping. I believe Casey Jones was like a Sega exclusive. Like he was only on the Sega Genesis version of the game. I don't believe he made an appearance in the Super Nintendo game. So I could be wrong on that one. I'll definitely fact check that one later, but I just wanted to kind of throw it down there. But like I said, it's a great game. If you ever want to check it out, like it's a fun fighter. Like I said, it ranks up there with some of the more other obscure fighting games like Clay Fighter and stuff like that. They were just coming out like anything they could put together to fight. They were like, let's get you. Come on, we got to capitalize on this Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat.
No, definitely, man. That's the way things were at the time. I see Aurelia's putting down from Spooky Power Hour. If you want to join me for the charity stream, I'd love to stream some Sea of Thieves for it. Ooh. Heck yeah, I'm absolutely down. I know Senior Bull's down to hang out as well. So yeah, definitely hit me up, DM me later or whatnot, and we'll get the plans going. So awesome. Aurelia, thank you for piggybacking that for me. I think I did catch it and then just got sidetracked, but I appreciate that, man. That's why she's the best out there, taking care of us here at the Power Hour. Ghetto Devil coming in saying, I've got the dopest news, guys. Wendy's is bringing back spicy chicken nuggets. I didn't even know they left. When did they get rid of spicy chicken nuggets?
Oh, I didn't know. Really? Oh, geez.
I think we've always had them in Florida. I don't think they took them away here.
Oh, man, I see Metacore Bad Guy got my back. Absolutely, yes. Casey Jones was a Sega exclusive, so thank you for looking that up, buddy.
Nice. Clay Fighter I have played, Taffy versus Tiny.
Yes.
Dude, that was a nuts game.
That was wild. They were like, not only was it a cool fighting game, but it also looked really wild, too. Of course, Clay,
Yeah, no doubt.
Cool. Well, awesome. Okay, so we got the first one going. We're going to have plenty more tonight, so definitely keep your eyes peeled. But now we're going to be talking about
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 6 will be premiering this Friday, right? So I'm super excited about this for many people who've been followers of the Power Hour Love. Some of you guys may have followed us over from our old Facebook universe where our first live stream aired way back on November 29th, 2017. Ooh. And our very first episode featured Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 5. We had a special guest in studio. Kelly Jade came in, another YouTuber who, loved this show, was obsessed with it, and wanted to come in and talk about it. So it was a super ton of fun. We had a great time, and we felt like it'd be a good homage to our own past if we took the time to talk a little bit about Season 6 premiering. Now, again, this will not have any spoilers for Endgame. This has nothing to do with Endgame. If you notice on our scroll below, if you talk, see, look, it's coming right now. Here it goes. No Endgame spoilers. We will ban you if you put Endgame spoilers, just for tonight, but still. So this is just going to be about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which if anyone who's seen Season 5 knows kind of, sort of, is ignoring a lot of what's going on with Infinity War and Endgame and kind of doing their own thing. So we're just going to touch on it very briefly. Like we said, it's not going to be too into it. Thank you, Aurelia. She's got that band hammer strong down there. So if you haven't seen Season 5 of Endgame, there may be slight spoilers for that. But at this point, I figure you've either seen it or you haven't seen it. And I don't think there's really any spoilers. So we're just going to go ahead and throw out there a little bit of news. So the first thing we wanted to talk about was, of course, that it's coming out this Friday, right? So your favorite characters are returning Friday, May 10th at 8 p.m. So, dude, Friday night at 8 is like a primo slot for cable.
Sure.
So what's funny is like Season 5 was slated to be the last season of the show.
I remember you saying that.
Yeah, like ABC wasn't going to pick it up again because it wasn't really doing any well. But that was in the Nielsen ratings, right? So just after that November in 2017, they had gone into production with the first sort of rounds of ratings that included streaming services such as Netflix and Hulu.
Okay.
And they realized that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is insanely popular on Netflix and Hulu.
So it's probably folks that have that binge twinge. They're kind of like they can't watch it on a weekly. They need it.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of young people have gotten away from cable as a whole.
Yep.
So they're watching these shows on the streaming services. So what happened was the ratings were actually so good on both Hulu and Netflix that they were instantly renewed for 2 seasons, a 6th and 7th season.
Wow.
Right?
Dang.
So this is the 6th season here premiering, and they've given them a premiere time slot Friday night at 8 p.m., so it should be a super ton of fun. The new poster announcing the date shows 8 familiar faces, which we can see right here. And they're promoting Season 6, which is scheduled to air 13 brand new episodes this season, right? So the show's cast says that they're ready for a brand new mission in the Instagram post from the show that was put out late last week.
Well, like you said, definitely no spoilers, but a lot of folks have said now that Endgame's done, everyone's kind of like wandering around like, what do we do now? Well, now you can watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That's the, that's what you do now.
Absolutely, man. This should be a super, super ton of fun, man. And I'm very, very psyched about it. I absolutely love this show. If anyone's unfamiliar with it, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. are, the S.H.I.E.L.D. agents that work hand in hand with Nick Fury. And the first few seasons of this show very, very much intertwines with the films as they were being released. So it would be cool. Like 1 week, a bunch of stuff is going down. Then the following week, a film came out, like Winter Soldier came out, right? If you've seen Winter Soldier, you know what happens in Winter Soldier. That would definitely affect Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And that completely changed the show in 1 week to the next.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's a fantastic show, super ton of fun, and it does stream on Hulu. Like Hulu keeps up all the new episodes. So if you have a Hulu account, to me, that's kind of the best way to watch it because you don't have to be right there Friday night at 8, but you can pick it up shortly after it has been released. So really, really cool. I'm going to catch up on a little bit of chat here. Let's see. She's got the sword icon and she don't use it.
Drop it like it's hot. Well, no, that's one thing I got to say about the Legion of Love, the beautiful people out there, man. Everyone seems so respectful of not wanting to spoil stuff for people and stuff. So I think that's really cool.
No, definitely, guys. We appreciate it so much, right? So typos wreck me harder than layers of fear. So Demo, on one of his goals for his charity stream was that he would play a horror game live on stream.
Okay.
So they met that goal, and last night he was playing Layers of Fear, which was a truly pretty terrifying game just to watch as an observer, but it's definitely like he was going through this kitchen arena and like paintings are melting and fruits flying around and someone threw a butcher knife at him. It was insane, man. Super ton of fun, really cool. So guys, if you're excited about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., or if you want to catch up on it, all of the previous seasons, 1 through 5, are currently available on Netflix and on Amazon Prime. So I know we got a lot of people out there that are Twitch Prime people. I can see your little logos down there in chat. So it's a free way to kind of catch up on some Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. stuff. And again, if you haven't seen the show but are a big Marvel fan, this is going to be some great feed-in stuff. If you're a comic book fan, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. seems to pull out a lot of the really obscure comic book goings on.
Oh yeah.
So I really enjoy that, with like LMDs and things like that. Like they get into a lot of crazy stuff. So it's a super ton of fun. Highly recommend the show. Of course, it's led by Agent Coulson himself.
Yes.
Who was presumed dead or killed at the end of Avengers, and kind of the beginning of the show of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is basically a mystery on how Agent Coulson is still around. Like, is he the same guy from Avengers? Is he someone different? Like, what happened there? So there's a good mystery around the show, and it's a super ton of fun, man. So we highly, highly, highly super recommend it. It looks like Sam left us a pretty big message here. Let me check it out real quick. I'm going to have to shoot. Thanks for putting up with me, chat, and thank you to Power Hour Love for the stream. You guys are awesome. I'll see everyone really soon. Take care of yourselves, everybody. Sam, thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out. I know it's super late out there for our friends over in the EU. Thank you for shouting them out. Once again, Aurelia, I was just about to say the same thing. Guys, get over there. Check out Sam's stream. He was streaming earlier today. I was able to pop in just for a few minutes. I had a super busy day today, but he usually rocks Rocksmith live on his stream, where he is an amazing bass guitar player.
Ooh,
right?
okay, yeah,
and he plays, sometimes improvises whole bass lines to songs using Rocksmith. It's amazing. If you love to jam out, get over there. He takes requests. He'll play songs you like. It's a super ton of fun. Get over there and check him out, guys.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So,
we're gonna break it up a little bit here. We got a little intermission for the folks, so we're gonna get back to talking about some more Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. But how do you guys feel about a little more Name That Game?
I'm willing to bet everybody out there might be a little psyched about earning some points. Oh, what are they winning? We didn't even mention that they're gonna win some stuff.
Oh man, well we got something very special planned. I may have scooped up something while I was out and about there in Texas. And I'm going to still kind of keep it under wraps, but you guys will see it soon. And I think you're going to dig it.
You guys know the Power Hour. We're going to hook up some awesome prizes for first, second, and third place as the tournament comes to an end here at the end of May. So try to keep up with the weekly episodes. Earn your points here and there. If you get enough first places, you may even be able to miss an episode or two. But I wouldn't risk it, because I know we got a lot of game fans out there. Circle, thank you so much for coming by and hanging out.
I mean, this is technically our third annual Name That Game tournament.
It certainly is.
Yeah, so that's just awesome. This is legacy right here. So let's
do it. Once again, we're going to throw up a single still image of a game. Be the first, second, or third person in chat to name this game coming at you right now.
Woo!
All right, this is a tough one. I'm going to throw this up big.
This one's a little tough. I have a feeling
what on earth is that?
I have a feeling if our buddy Life Reboot is out there, he might have a hint on this one.
Or are you saying this definitely looks like an 8-bit game, right? Is this an 8-bit game?
Oh, absolutely.
All right.
This is going not super class. Oh, what do we got?
Life is such a ninja at this. He's amazing. I shouldn't just be like, he has the right answer, but people know he does.
Like I said,
I'm trusting my buddy. Carmilla knows how to get them points right there. She knows what's up.
No, that's how you do it. This is how we do it. But absolutely, man. Throwing it down in there, get you some points even if you're not the first one. So we got 3? Did we get 3? We get 3?
I think we got 2, but that's okay.
All right, we're going to give it to
him. Someone's going to copy and paste and be a winner. Hey, you got a point. There you go.
Absolutely, man. But yep, it is Bionic Commando, which came out for Nintendo, and I believe it also did have an arcade cab as well.
Nice.
I'm sure Life can probably fact check me on that one. But yeah, it was.
Don't be putting Life to work. No.
I'm just saying. I thought that might be one of those.
I'm just here to enjoy the show, bro. Got me googling.
It's more or less like I said. I'm almost positive it also had an arcade version. But what was cool about this one is you ran through the platform levels. Like you'd shoot out almost like a Inspector Gadget type arm, and you'd latch onto things, and then you could swing from one platform to the other. Neat. So it was kind of like one of those. Batman with the grapple gun, like back in those times we hadn't really got to that yet. So it was like this was really cool in a game that you could do that on an 8-bit level. So a lot of fun too. You know, it's probably one that isn't as popular as some of the other platformers, but man,
I have never heard of this.
Really, never heard of it.
Never
You're
heard
like,
of this one.
you're like, what the heck?
Yeah,
is
no,
that?
I was too busy playing Spider-Man and using my grappling stuff.
Well, absolutely. That's another thing. Yeah, but you see, it almost like I'm sure you could. I don't think you can like go up and down. Like it would pretty much once it latched on, you could just kind of swing with it. You know,
Gotcha.
almost like kind of like a Pitfall Harry kind of thing.
Oh,
like,
okay.
but you didn't have to jump. You just latched on, and then you could swing to the next platform. It was a neat little dynamic in the game.
It
so.
sounds very cool, man. It sounds very cool.
Unfortunately, being that it never really, I don't think it ever had any sequels or stuff. I don't have a lot of other stuff to be like, hey, bonus question, But don't worry, we got some more Name That Game coming at you guys real soon.
All right, so back to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So who are the new cast members in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., right? So many of your favorite characters are returning for Season 6. The cast including, of course, Chloe Bennett, who stars as Daisy Johnson, who's kind of like the show's lead female heroine Quake from the comics. Henry Simmons plays Mac Alfonso McKenzie. Ming-Na Wen plays Melinda May, which you guys might remember a few weeks ago. Got her name dropped in a Jeopardy question, and she tweeted about, was real excited about it. Natalia Cordova Buckley, who plays Yo-Yo Rodriguez, who is the super speedster with bionic arms in comics, so she's great on the show. Elizabeth Henstridge plays Jenna Simmons, one half of the brilliant team of Jenna Simmons and Leo Fitz and Simmons. Ian DeKesteker plays Leo Fitz. She's English, he's Scottish. They're brilliant on the show, absolutely charming couple. They are the heart of this show, man. They're the two star-crossed lovers trying to get together throughout the entire series, and it's super fun. Of course, all helmed by Clark Gregg, Agent Phil Coulson himself from the Avengers MCU franchise. And last season, they were accompanied by Jeff Ward, who plays a new character named Deke Shaw, who will be returning for the 6th season. Now, there is a little bit of funky space and time travel stuff going on in Season 5. So again, if you haven't seen it yet, we won't spoil kind of where they're headed now, but it does seem like the events of Season 6 will take place before the events of Infinity War. As they're kind of trying to duck around what happened even in Infinity War, let alone anything that's going down in Endgame. But the speculation is that the end of Season 6 may actually lead in to Infinity War, thereby leaving Season 7 being kind of their final season to possibly their final season to kind of wrap up events post Endgame.
Hey, if those people keep watching on streaming, man, they're going to keep up.
Yeah, I mean, it's Disney. They'll just print some more money and keep going. So, no spoilers. I'll ban you. Aurelia says to Power Hour.
Oh, no. We're
No spoilers. But I appreciate it. Keep that ban hammer strong. Life Reboot says, please put me at a disadvantage in the future, name that game things, and choose some titles made after 2000. We do. We have some different ones. I'll be relatively clueless. Give others a chance to ring in first. We do. It'll be
absolutely.
Yeah, it'll be pretty mixed up. We've got a bunch more of those that are becoming pretty rapid fire on the second half of the show, so it should be a lot of fun. But keep killing it, Life. That'll be a blast, man.
Definitely, man. Adding up those points. But like you said, if you, like we're going to continue to do this throughout the week. So, man, a couple people get those 3-pointers, man. Those 3-point scores can get you up there pretty fast.
Carmilla says, no. Keep doing the pre-millennium stuff. Right? That way I can keep just copy and pasting Life Reboot's answers for second.
That's funny. Well, definitely. And if someone else spots that, if Life, but be careful, man. Like I said, if we get into some of those later games, Life might just make a guess and then they're throwing down. So.
Yeah. So be careful, right? But okay, so Season 6 will feature 3 brand new characters that have so far been released, including, let me see, let me get back to my slides here, including this young lady, Izel, right, who's pictured here. She's described as a mercenary from a different galaxy who joins the S.H.I.E.L.D. team in order to survive the perils of space. So could be some space stuff going. This is Carolina Wydra of True Blood and House fame, and she'll be bringing the character to life in this upcoming season.
Oh, very cool.
So she's the only featured of the 3 characters that they had like a nice image of and everything. But I'm sure there'll be a multitude of new characters coming out throughout the rest of the season here. But again, because this is ducking a little bit before Infinity War and has some space travel stuff that's going to take them away from a lot of what's going on in Infinity War, there may be some pretty wild stuff going on. Season 5 was pretty great, I have to say. So I think you guys will be pleasantly surprised with what's going on in Season 6. And I thought it would be kind of fun for anyone who's maybe not so familiar with the series or with the franchise to take a moment to do something a little bit new and different here on the Power Hour of Love. What we want to do is we'd like to invite all of you guys right now to join us as we watch the newly released Season 6 trailer for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Now, this is the first time Senior Bull's even seen the trailer.
Oh, yeah.
But we're all going to watch it together. What do you guys think about that?
Well, I'll tell you what, man. I know I love this, man. I know we've kind of talked in the past about doing like trailer reactions and stuff, and I think this should be really cool.
All right, let's check it out.
All right.
Got ourselves a little video viewer there. We didn't want to leave you guys behind. We kept you here with us.
Used a couple PIM particles to get down here.
All right. So here we go, guys. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 6.
We lost someone. A leader. I'll never be the director Coulson was. But we can save other lives. And that's what we're gonna do.
I tried so hard and got so far. Home. But in the end, it doesn't even matter.
You and your friends are out of time.
Sir, there's a large unidentified object approaching Earth's atmosphere.
Can you feel it?
It's coming. The death of everything.
Coulson?
We don't know where they're from, but we have a new target that looks exactly like Phil Coulson.
Been to a lot of worlds, some good, some garbage, but I've never been to one where people recognize my face.
Wherever these people came from, I think they destroyed it.
I know what he really is, and he won't stop until he eliminates the whole planet.
I'm gonna burn it all down.
Well, that sounds reasonable. New plan. We fight.
Let's do this.
The person that is in there is not the man that you loved.
I've been looking all over for you.
Let them come.
Who's gonna protect me? Is Daisy coming? Or Sim?
Okay, let's roll!
Okay.
People fantasize about doing something heroic in times like these. But I'd save your own skin.
We didn't come this far to give up.
I've been hunting your kind my entire life. There's no use hiding. We'll always find you.
The road. I can't leave you.
How do we stop this?
Do you really think you can beat me?
Well, definitely very action-packed.
Absolutely. I'm sorry if there was an echo on there, guys. We couldn't hear an echo, so I didn't realize there was an echo there. I apologize for that. But thank you for mentioning. I will definitely look into that and make sure if we watch any more videos that will not happen in the future. But I can see what you guys are saying. With the way that song was playing earlier, that remix of the song all slow, like an echo probably sounded awesome.
Oh, there you go. No, absolutely, man. No, definitely. I've noticed that with a lot of the Marvel TV trailers, they've been using some older tracks that they kind of remix a little bit there, you know? So
I like that, though. I thought that was a good
touch.
Remix of that track right there, and definitely interesting trailer. If we got some eagle-eyed viewers out there, you could see Yo-Yo throw her hands up with the pistol. You could see she actually has the bionic arms in show. You know, so we've got her as a super speedster with bionic hands that she can like mash stuff and bend steel with, and Daisy, who you see throwing up her hands as Quake, can use sort of like psionic forces to push people back and things. So they call her Quake because she can make the ground shake with them, you know, but she can also use them to propel herself off the ground and sort of fly. You know, she can grab you by the hand and shatter every bone in your body. Ooh. So they're the two big supers.
Dangerous.
Yeah, they're the two big supers on the show.
And then bad boy Coulson now.
Yeah. So I don't know if that's some sort of alternate reality Coulson or something. I have no idea who that character is. So that's pretty interesting. Ming-Na Wen, who plays Melinda May, she's kind of their like resident super badass. Like she's like a super ninja. But Quake and Yo-Yo are the only two with powers. Mackenzie, who is Mac, Henry Simmons. He's the bald-headed black guy. He's kind of like the team leader right now, and that dude's just like a dump truck, and he's famous for having his gun axe that he built himself, which is like a shotgun that he built an axe head on the front, so he can kill things with.
There you go. Hey, got the firepower. We'll definitely have to see if they can take down the new threat that is bad guy Coulson and his crew.
Absolutely. I mean, it looks like a pretty fun trailer any way you slice it, so I think it'll be a lot of fun. I'm pretty excited to catch it. Again, that comes out this Friday, May 10th at 8 p.m. If you're an MCU fan, it's worth checking out. It should not have any spoilers for Endgame or anything like that in it, so you may want to get out there and check it out.
Awesome, man. Oh, is it time to roll on into some PoDunk news?
I think so. All right.
Oh, man. Here we go.
PoDunk News.
I think I've got all sorts of audio problems. I don't know how that was to you guys. That was loud as hell to me and Bull right now. We're just like, oh, my God.
I was like, I always look forward to that, PoDunk News. And I was like, whoa, man, surround sound.
I'll have to get all that straightened out for next week. All right, but this is usually the part of the show where we like to tell you guys about all the latest and greatest crazy PoDunk news going on in this beautiful, fabulous world out there. We don't actually have a super ton of news today. We did want to keep it a little bit short because we knew we were starting a little bit late, but there are just a couple of fun stories we wanted to touch on. Of course, starting off with Sonic the Hedgehog's new look. So apparently the Sonic the Hedgehog director promises that the character will be redesigned before the movie is released. So this one here that you can see on my right, yeah, that's my right. This one here, this is the one actually featured in the trailer. This was a redesign someone put together on the internet and was like, why doesn't he look like this? So there was a huge outcry of people who did not like the look of this Sonic character, kind of me included. I think the close-ups on his face were like really horrifying.
Yeah.
Like he looked very, very creepy. Aurelia's down there, throws stuff. Boo! No, this one, first time we've had to use this, I think, all year in an appropriate fashion, but definitely gets the shit show right there for Sonic the Hedgehog, man. But again, the director does promise that the character will be redesigned at great cost to the studio. Longtime fans of the Speedy Blue Hedgehog found the character's facial features, including his human-like teeth and his body proportions, to be inconsistent with the Sonic they grew up with in the 90s.
What do you think about Jim Carrey as Robotnik?
Dude, I thought he looked awesome.
Yeah.
I thought he looked super awesome. I loved it. I can't wait to see Jim Carrey play Robotnik. Because,
or Eggman, I guess they like to call him now.
Like, I would have thought that he was... like portlier, like isn't he portlier in the game?
Yeah.
But I think just Jim Carrey's got such a good look for it. Considering he's bald and stuff like that in the game, I don't think I would have pictured Jim Carrey doing it. But seeing him in the trailer, he was my favorite part by far.
Absolutely. No, it'll be interesting to see what they do. But if it's going by what we're seeing over there, then. Yeah, we might still have some saving grace to it,
Yeah, no doubt. Look, Aurelia has a great point here. She says, I heard that it's because they wanted to overlay the animation over an actor's face. Now, that is, very, very possible. That may be something that they were doing using motion capture on facial features, much like they do Josh Brolin for Thanos, or even something as far back as Zoe Saldana for Avatar. But when we look at characters like Ebony Maw, in Infinity War, who was the guy who basically was trying to torture Doctor Strange way back in Infinity War. You remember the guy they called Squidward? Like, he had not a lot of human features, but he still looked like his motion capture was working.
Yes.
So I would very much doubt that unless they were just trying to do it on the cheap, that it was because of motion capture that they couldn't deviate from the human form too much. Just my opinion. I'm not super sure on how they're going about doing it, but that is a good point. That could very well be why they were doing that, just to save on money. Sonic can dodge missiles, no problem, but stops to get shot by a human with a tranq gun. Yeah, there's a super big problem with speedsters in general, whether you want to talk about the Flash, Quicksilver, or Sonic, and it's the fact that they never actually give any credence to the speed of munitions. Like, they literally several times during the first season of The Flash talk about him running less or not as fast as the speed of sound, which is about 700 miles an hour or so, right? but he routinely dodges bullets and can even run away when someone fires a gun at him. Now, by the time the Flash hears the sound of the gun going off, he's already been hit by the bullet because he's not as fast as the speed of sound.
Yes.
You know, but a bullet, in even most modern handguns, travels well faster than the speed of sound. You know, so you're like, or at least very close to it if they're using kind of pistols and things.
Sure.
But definitely rifles are mostly supersonic when you think about an M16 or something like that. So at that point, don't tell us that he can't run the speed of sound, but he can dodge something. That's the speed of sound. But not only that, he can dodge it because he heard it behind him. Well, that sound has to reach it. Okay, they just never get it right, and this is definitely one of those things that to me was really wacky and goofy about this whole trailer in general, but I'm still interested in seeing the movie.
Sure, man. You gotta go with the classic. You mentioned supersonic. I wonder if that's gonna happen in the movie. You know, where he goes all Goku on him.
Oh, look, Carmilla and Chimera both agree. Jim is gonna carry this movie. You know, he's the best part about the trailer.
Jim Carrey.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. They didn't want to go through the face shape animation. Yeah, maybe. That could be that they were just being a little bit, not cheap about it, but being frugal. You know, like I don't mean to say they cheaped out, but they were like, oh, this will be fine. And not realizing like, nah, it's probably not fine. All right, I just want to catch up on a bit more of this chat.
Sure. Hey,
I'd link the Sonic rank, but I don't want to kill the audio for real. Detective Pokemon looks better than this. Detective Pokemon's like effects and stuff, its CGI are amazing.
It does look really good. I'm definitely gonna check that one out.
Oh, Circle says that Dr. Robotnik can't carry a Sonic. It's got to have Sonic. But he did throw a Kappa in there. He's having fun. But I get what he's saying though. I'm actually excited for Detective Pikachu. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. I'm not even a big Pokemon guy, but I would go see that because it's an interesting story told in the world of Pokemon rather than trying to tell us the story of a game, which I know oftentimes can get you in trouble. I mean, a la Resident Evil, like, what were they doing? Like, that movie has like nothing to do with the game. But this seems like a scenario where it may actually be super fun, and there's a lot of actual storytelling and canon in the Pokemon universe that's already established, like good story stuff. So it's almost like seeing Rogue One. It's a story set in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah.
So Detective Pikachu is like a story set in the Pokemon universe. So that seems really interesting to me.
Yeah, it's kind of cool too because Pikachu's not just one individual character. You know, he's like a type of Pokemon. So it's no, absolutely. I think that's a good way to do it. Yeah, both of these movies I think will go to show if we've gotten to the level in filmmaking where a video game movie can actually make sense. You know, like you said, I mean, even. You know, when you go back and watch Mario Brothers, you're kind of like, I see what they were trying to do here, but it's just like...
Yeah, why didn't you just do the thing in the game?
Exactly.
What are you doing? It's like it's all right there. But, I mean, like, every movie's like that. They almost try to, like, change it up, and you're like, why? But I think oftentimes that comes down to the same problem as when we see comic book movies that are wildly adapted into some weird thing that's not the original story, but then you get a director who's passionate about the original story. They film basically the original story, and it's a huge success.
Yes.
Because oftentimes when you're like, that comic's been around for 50-plus years, it's probably because the original story was good. Like, don't do something else. You can't reinvent the wheel sometimes. Demo, I completely agree. This fan remake is amazing. This came out like 24 hours after the trailer did, and I saw this and it like immediately was like, yeah, that seems so right compared to whatever's going on here.
It almost looks like a Sonic the Hedgehog costume, like the one that we currently
like
got.
Someone's wearing that.
Yeah. Like, you know, if you were to go as like Sonic is on Halloween or something.
Yes. No, I agree, man. But elsewhere in Sonic news, some of you may have heard that PewDiePie on his stream redesigned Sonic the Hedgehog himself with his masterful graphic design and art skills. For anyone who doesn't know, PewDiePie is actually a great graphic designer and artist, selling many things even before he was famous as PewDiePie, selling art and stuff. So you can check out some of his work online and things like that, and it is really nice magazine quality super stuff. But he drew this up as a redesign for Sonic and put it to an eBay auction, right? So the YouTube star hit 10 million euros before it was pulled down from the service.
Oh,
you know?
okay.
Now, right now, they're not sure if PewDiePie himself pulled it down because he doesn't want to actually sell it for that kind of money because that's insane, or if eBay told him he couldn't do that, or what the situation is. There's been no word on it thus far. But, I mean, it's a solid redesign.
Well, definitely, hey, make a few bucks off. But like you said, he's probably just like, that was a joke,
Yeah, it's probably like, are you guys serious? What are you doing over there?
Oh, man.
All right, so next up, we got Hulu driving the MCU train. Right now, 2 more Marvel shows have been announced that are coming to Hulu. Now, a lot of people, of course, are disappointed at the news that all of the Netflix MCU shows have been canceled. Iron Fist, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, Daredevil, and The Punisher have all been canceled and will not be returning to Netflix for further seasons. The Punisher will have a second season. Jessica Jones just put out a trailer earlier today announcing its third and final season.
Yep.
But once those are over, they will make no more shows on Netflix. But Hulu is picking up the mantle with shows that they've already produced, like Runaways or Cloak and Dagger, that's airing right now.
Yep.
They will continue to kind of carry the torch. And again, they're the ones hosting Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. from ABC, another Disney property. So it looks like they're very much excited about getting in bed with Marvel and doing some really great stuff. Choot, choot. Thank you, Ori, for that. So we've got 2 new Marvel shows coming out, right? One of them is including... one of them is a Ghost Rider series, so this should be a lot of fun, but it's including the star who played Ghost Rider, Gabriel Luna, in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh, okay. So they're going to continue. It's not going to be a whole new show. It's going to be kind of like a spinoff of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Exactly. Yeah, it'll still be the show will still center around Robbie Reyes' version of Ghost Rider, played by Gabriel Luna in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., right? So it should be a super ton of fun and a continuation from that. And this Ghost Rider is, like, amazing. If you guys haven't seen him in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I believe he was in Season 4, and he is fantastic, bro. It's the Robbie Reyes version, came out in the comics years later, after the original Johnny Blaze, who was the motorcycle rider that we saw Nicolas Cage play in a couple of feature films. Well, Robbie Reyes was like a muscle car driver. So he's got this very badass muscle car. I think it might be like is it a Nova? I think it might be a Chevy Nova. Or a Chevy Chevelle, I bet it is.
I think you're right. Yeah. But it's
badass.
Remember.
Yeah, it's a couple years ago now. But yeah, he'll flame on and Ghost Rider up his car and drive around and kick ass, man. So super cool. Very watchable demo. Yes, it is. He was amazing in Season 4 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So if you're a Ghost Rider fan, definitely check that out to like get a precursor for this show coming up, right? So according to the press release, Disney, which now owns a majority stake in Hulu, right, is adding the 2 new shows to the TV lineup that already features The Runaways and Cloak and Dagger, right?
Okay.
But the second show they're going to have, right, is it's in my notes somewhere, but I've been like talking without reading it. I'm sorry, guys. All right, it's unclear whether it's an actual spin-off of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or not, but it will star Luna, which is cool, and all of his stuff.
Yeah, so they're keeping it in the vein that the character that the guy who played him before will still be. That's really good.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. executive producer Paul Zabwinski will be working on the project as well, so it sounds like it'll be very, very connected, right? Did I actually not write down what the second show is? That's great. Okay, well, it's out there.
Hellstrom? Is that maybe what we're looking for?
Yes, Hellstrom. Where did you see it? Is that in the notes?
It looks like it's right in the second paragraph towards the end.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yes, Marvel's Hellstrom. And then, hell yeah, Marvel's Ghost Rider. So another 2 kind of dark shows that are going to be coming out, right? Now, these, of course, are going to be featured on Hulu and be released directly on there. Now, Hulu oftentimes, unlike Netflix, will release their shows in a weekly fashion as opposed to all at once for people to be able to binge watch it, right? Now, this is not going to have anything to do with the Disney Plus shows that will be coming out later after that service is released later this year, which will be featuring shows about Loki, the Scarlet Witch, Sam and Bucky, and going to really be hitting a lot of the MCU film buttons over there on Disney Plus. But the TV universe will continue to be carried over here in Hulu. So it should be a super ton of fun, guys. I would definitely recommend checking this out if you're a Marvel fan.
You know it, man. Like you said, I mean, before Netflix was kind of like your one-stop shop for the Marvel shows, but it looks like Hulu's picking up the mantle. So
it absolutely is. Now, Circle says he gets Hulu an ad version with Spotify Premium.
Oh, okay.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so definitely, like you said, you might have to watch a couple ads, but you can still enjoy the shows.
Yeah, I mean, I have like the lowest tier Hulu subscription as well, where like I do get ads as well, but they're like limited ads. They're only you'll get like 3 commercials, like a whole show.
I like they put the little countdown on there. So
yes.
I can go, I can hit the
90
restroom.
seconds, yes.
I can go make a sandwich.
I can
get
grab a
drink.
beer and get back.
Yes.
90 seconds. No doubt, man. All right, so last but not least, we got some Draft of Thrones coming at y'all.
You know, I want to talk about this part, right, El?
Death and movies, death and movies. Who will die next? Who will die next? Who will die next? Horns for nudity and the violence with his schemes and stab his power. Who will rule the Iron Throne? Find out next week. Find out next week. Never this week. Always next week. PoDunk News.
All right, man. El Bandito had to cut me off there real quick because I was almost about to drop a major spoiler. Nah.
Or he's got that band hammer, bro. She'll kick you out for any spoilers.
But yeah, I love that little video, man, for the
Thank
Draft
you.
of Thrones. I'm almost sad that we're only going to be able to use it 2 more times.
Only 2 more weeks.
But that's okay because we're going to tell you guys just real quick on who's going in the ranking. We're going to try not to give away any spoilers or any of that fun stuff. But like I said, I want to talk about the Draft of Thrones, man, because who's currently the king of the Draft of Thrones?
Yeah,
right
we talked about it last week, dude. You absolutely crushed the Draft of Thrones with your picks. I think we even said that it was because you had Arya and she was just wrecking shop with her badass assassin skills.
You know, I had second pick, you know, in the draft.
I don't know how I didn't pick her. I love that chick in the show. She's like my favorite.
Like I said, I was sitting right there, and there were so many great characters, and I'm like, man, Arya was such a badass last season. You had her when we did the draft then, so I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and nab her up, and it was definitely the best decision I could make from that point. You know, now knowing where we're at. You know, that, she's been such a power player. And, you know, so right now I'm sitting at the top of the chart.
You're still crushing it, but at least some people are catching up, which is nice.
And that's one thing El Bandito and I can say is that, you know, learning last year, it can go, I mean, that final episode, it could be a real doozy, you know? I mean, so, you know, but I'm sitting with 880 points total throughout the whole 4 episodes so far. We still got 2 more to go. You know, hour-and-a-half episodes. A lot can happen. I've also lost a lot of my characters.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, I won't go down and, you know, just in case people haven't watched it. But yeah, I really only have like 3 active characters still alive. So there's still a chance.
Yeah.
But the person following closely behind me is That's So Three-Eyed Raven with 580. So he's 300 points behind me.
Arguably the best name player we have.
Definitely a great one. You know, quickly followed by the White Wolf. He's at 565. I know originally he was in the 2nd spot, and then he got bumped down in week 3, but now he's redeeming himself.
Yes, if you guys remember, El Bandito was out there in week 3 at 3rd place. But I got kicked down to the bottom. But most of my people are still alive.
I was going to say, and we know who you got. I know who you got.
I got a bunch of crumbs. That's who I got. I think I have like one person who's got potential for making some beast points, but I don't think they're going to.
Well,
I
definitely,
really
without throwing out any spoilers, there was something that happened this last night that I was like, no. I was like, unfortunately, this particular character, I would have thought that it would have gotten me some mega points, but it really didn't get me. Well, it got me an honorable death, but we'll leave it at that. But yes, but you are still in 4th place, so
Yes.
Following
fourth
closely.
place. So we'll see what happens. Like I said, I have a lot of characters that are alive. Spooky says it's almost 4 a.m. where she's at. Do I stay up or risk sleeping all day tomorrow? Hey, you have to do what's best for you. It's Mental Health Awareness Month, so make sure you take care of yourself first and foremost. We will tell you that we are planning on wrapping up in about 15 minutes, and as soon as we're done talking about the draft, which I think we are, we're going to blast into some Name That Game and just run through a rapid-fire list of a couple of games real quick to wrap out the night. So it might be a little bit of fun. If you think you might win some prizes, you can stick around for that. But if you have to run and take care of yourself, we absolutely understand. We love you just for being here, Spooky, hanging out with us whenever you can. We absolutely appreciate it. So thank you.
Well, I just wanted to throw out one more thing about draft is that we usually like to say who got the most points per week. Well, actually, me and Three-Eyed Raven, that's a Three-Eyed Raven, actually tied for 110.
Nice.
This week. So he's climbing up the chaos ladder.
I see Chimera down here. He absolutely killed it. Yes, dude, I did see that Starbucks cup thing, man. That was hilarious. Did you see the Starbucks cup thing?
I did not.
All right, dude. We got to pull this up. This is too funny. So it turns out, right, that during the episode that they had last night, there was like a huge kind of banquet scene where there was a lot of people there. The producers of the show, I believe it's D.B. Weiss and David Burnweis or something. Yeah.
Yes.
They were actually in the episode. So they're they're in the episode. They're part of the crowd there having fun and stuff like that. And somehow or the other, even they, right, could not help but totally miss a coffee cup, a modern day coffee cup, literally on screen.
No way.
Yeah.
Really? It's in the scene?
Yeah. So check this out. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. We might have to shut down this slide here for a second, though. Hang on.
Coming in. It's worth it, guys.
It is. It is. Actually, I'm going to jump back to the studio to do this.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah,
we're out of the news anyway.
Yeah,
let's bring us back in. All right.
Dirt, because I definitely know that I have got a screen capture in here.
Well, yeah, what an episode. Here it comes.
Oh, you know what? I don't want to fuss with that, though. Do I have a different one?
Can we make me disappear real quick?
Oh, shoot. All right, I'll fuss with it later. That's fine. Okay. But here, we'll pull it up. We'll pull it up so everybody can see it. Where can we put this? Yeah, this is so goofy. It's like all over the place now.
We're
going to be in the freaking way. This is such a mess. This is such a mess.
We got to make sure the coffee cups is
Hold on, wait. I think I've got it. I've got it. Let's do it like this. That'll be good. Okay.
All right, there we go, man.
There we go.
Look at that, live production right there. All right, but there, you see it, right?
Boom.
Can I see it? All right.
I think so. I think they can see that. Yeah.
All right. Cool. Well, there it is. I mean, it's there.
It's like a freaking Starbucks coffee cup. Real huge right there. You're like, what are you guys doing?
I like how Daenerys is holding on to like the Holy Grail there, too.
Yeah. And she's over there mean mugging Jon Snow, who's getting all the praise for like winning the battle or whatnot.
I think that she's got like a permanent mean mug in this whole episode. She's just mean mugging everything.
No doubt. But yes, Chimera, I saw that. There's a someone got it on Twitter where they're like filming the episode with their phone and they zoom in on the cup. It's hilarious, man. But it's like, how were the producers on set
and that happened,
and then watching this later and they still let that slide through? And I have to say, the absolute best bit of this whole thing was that HBO tweeted out earlier today a response to this, right, which is totally just like, wow. So their response on Twitter, let me see if I can pull it up. Oh my gosh. I clicked on the first link and it's a bunch of garbage, like a million ads. Let's see. HBO's response. The latte that appeared in the episode was a mistake. Daenerys ordered an herbal tea. That was what HBO responded with. Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. So she got the wrong drink, too.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So super fun stuff.
No wonder she looks so pissed. I've seen people at Starbucks before I haven't seen them get you can just tell they need that coffee, man, or else they're not going to have a good day.
Yeah. Well, Spooky, what I can tell you this, right? I don't understand how the actress didn't notice, right? And it sat directly in front of her. Oftentimes on a movie set, one of the things that is a director and cinematographer's job, mostly the director, is to actually call out what the actual lens is that he wants the cinematographer to use. So in saying so, you'd say, I want a 40 millimeter lens, which is going to be very tight on someone's face, and actually have the sort of curvature that will let you see part of their ears because it's closer to what the human eye sees. A 50 millimeter is about what the human eye sees. But most stuff that are shot in wide shots and things like that could be like 110 or something like this. So if the actress believes that she's getting a close-up, she may not think that that's in the scene. But definitely a director, a cinematographer, and an editor should be getting 1,000 lashes with a wet noodle for letting that one roll past. So,
I'm sure someone's getting a talking to. That's for sure.
no doubt. And I see Jeebus joining us in chat down there.
Woo.
Save me, Jeebus. Thank you for coming by and hanging out with us. We haven't seen you here at the Power Hour of Love for a bit, but of course, Jeebus likes to come hang out with us once in a while, play some Apex Legends and some other fun games, and hang out with us. So I appreciate you coming by tonight. We're doing really good. We're having a lot of fun. We're about to start the Name That Game tournament, which you're more than well, not start it, but continue the Name That Game tournament, which you're more than welcome to play along with. It should be a super ton of fun. But I do want to thank Chimera again, not only for the epic raid that he threw out earlier, but for bringing that up because I totally forgot about it and laughed my ass off when I saw it earlier this morning. So I appreciate that, dude. Thank you.
Very fitting for the draft.
It was. It was.
Well, definitely. You know, actually, I saw earlier in the Texas group that I was in, they have that restaurant there called Whataburger. They're very prideful for their Whataburger. Someone had put a Whataburger bag there, and I was like, well, I wonder why they did that. So this now it makes so much more sense. You know, I was just kind of like, I mean, it was cool. You know, I was like, oh, I know. You know, it's just funny that it is gaining its meme traction. You know,
yes, that's what Demo says. When in doubt, meme it out.
There you go. You know where they got Power Hour thing right there.
And Spooky says, I still would have it nowhere near me on set. Yeah, that I do agree with. You know, again, there's a lot of stagehands and stuff. There's a specific word for it. It starts with an S, but I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head. But there's a guy on set who's strictly there to make sure that one shot looks like the one that they filmed before. So they'll like literally go back and move tables and chairs and cups and things like that to the original set position. And that's their whole job, is just to turn it back so that things when they reshoot a scene won't be just moving around constantly.
They were talking about that in a panel that I went to with those actors. That it's someone that's like a continuity person to make sure that things
it's continuity.
Continuity. There you go. You got it.
Yeah. And it starts with an S. I can't think of what it is off the top of my head. If someone wants to Google that, feel free.
It's not the grip, is it?
No, a grip is an electrician actually, which is weird. But
I knew you'd know that. El Bandito, he's got all the producer knowledge. All right, so. How about we go ahead and
let's rock some Name That Game, baby. Let's do it. I think we got some gamers flying around with us out in chat right there. Like we said, we were going to try to wrap it up real quick. So let's hit some Name That Game real quick, and we'll let you beautiful people off for the rest of the week to have an enchanting and fun kind of week. But of course, we're going to raid some friends as soon as we're done here.
Oh yeah.
But guess what? We're just getting started with some games. We're going to hit about 4 of these real quick. And again, we're going to flash up a single still image of a video game, and it's up to you guys to get first, second, and third place naming that game as quickly as you can. If you see someone throw up an answer and you think it's right and 3 people haven't done it yet, feel free to just copy their answer, roll the dice, take a gamble. At the end of the month, we're going to add up points for everyone who participated throughout the month, and whoever the first, second, and third places are will all be receiving prizes that we'll outline more as the month goes on.
It's going to be cool. Trust me.
It is. But all right, Name That Game. We should get someone to do a drop for that.
We need to. It's the 3rd annual. We need to, we could do it.
What is it? So this is a really weird looking game because it's kind of, I'll throw it up big. Here we go. Zert. So yeah, this one's pretty wild.
Now, one thing I will say without naming this game, because that's what we want the folks to do, that in this fighting game, as you can see, you got like a lot of samurai-esque, blades and stuff.
Yes.
And if you were to get a shot like that where you see she's getting his leg, like your leg was actually then injured. So
nice.
It's like I want to say it was super realistic, but it was more, it's not like Mortal Kombat where 5 gallons of blood fly out of you and then you're still back to fight. Like it kind of went on that whole thing. If you got that special kill shot to the head, you could take someone out like in a matter of seconds. So it was kind of cool.
Heck yeah. I think we've got some answers down there that are looking pretty right, Senior Bull. What do you think?
Oh, man. Oh, man. No, absolutely. You got it. And was that Life that nailed that one at first? I think it is.
It looks
and
like
was.
it.
Bushido Blade. Hey, he said after 2000. Okay, absolutely, Life. We got some wild ones coming up. But yes, this is Bushido Blade, and there was actually a sequel to this game. This came out on I believe it was a PlayStation exclusive,
nice.
Original PlayStation. And yeah, this was kind of what I would call like during like the PlayStation's renaissance. Like when it first came out, like there was like a couple games like, oh, hey, Extreme Games, Twisted Metal, stuff like that. But this is like when like Crash Bandicoot and stuff like that's the Resident Evil. It's like right in that area where like now it's like, okay, you got to have a PlayStation because it's just awesome. Or Saturn, I think.
Oh, where'd we go there?
Oh, here we go. We go.
Hey,
there we go.
The shameless plug for Aurelia. There you go. She's the best.
Don't drop any spoilers or she'll Bushido you.
No doubt. So, yeah, that's our fabulous moderator out there, the wonderful charity streamer Aurelia. She's down there in chat, managing the band hammer, keeping the spoilers out of chat, and generally spreading the love and positivity. We absolutely appreciate you being out there. No worries, spreading you a little bit of extra love. Why not? We'll keep it going. So we got some Bushido Blade right there. Good call, guys. Looks like we got a couple of good answers right there. I trust Life Reboot again. Carmilla, I think that's wise. I think that's a good strategy.
I love this logo too. You got SquareSoft, now known as Square Enix, and only on PlayStation.
Only on PlayStation.
They were even back then. They were hitting that exclusive button pretty heavy.
Exactly, Carmilla. What were we talking about the other night about exclusives? Man, there it is. Right, where is it? Right there. Only on PlayStation. The bastard.
Well, we got some more. Don't worry if you guys haven't got the. We're
next up.
All right, here we go.
Game. I should have put us in here earlier. This is cool. I like being in here.
Yeah,
too.
this is good. Get a nice big view of it. So yeah, let's hit it up. We're gonna go roll right in. Like Al Bandito said, we got that was one of the 4. So here's number 2.
And Aurelia, feel free. I loved the way you typed it out there. If you do a name that game and send it to us, I'll mix and master that thing, the bomb, for some echo, and we'll use it as our drop. So just shoot it my way.
Here we go.
Here it comes. Name that game. This is a jam game. This was so my jam back in the day. This was so much fun. I absolutely loved it. I played this on like 4 different systems. It's one of the few games that like I didn't actually. I don't think I may have bought this on a couple different games. So Carmilla's so close. I feel like Carmilla actually knew that one and was trying to sneak
I know
in
it was like
life.
they were right there. Like it
was
right there.
Yeah, look at all them crazy taxis out there. That is what's up. Wow, y'all type fast.
They did.
No doubt. Of course, guys, we're talking about Crazy Taxi, which I believe actually debuted on the Sega Dreamcast, didn't
Correct. Absolutely. They knew how, Sega Dreamcast was like, I too can play the exclusive game.
Yes, exactly.
Now I know this later on was I think once we got into like the PlayStation 2 era, they definitely continued the series so that it was like they may even had a port that came over, but it was
well,
mixed,
you know what it was after the Dreamcast went under and then Sega released their licenses for everything to pick it up later.
Yes.
Because there's even a game like I own on Xbox One. I play it with my nephew when he comes over, and it's like a sort of Mario Kart sort of esque game.
Okay.
And they have Joe, the guy with the funky hat right here. Okay, I'm not gonna point at that guy's crotch, but the guy in the funky hat. He's in the game. His name's like Joe something.
Okay.
But and he drives the taxi in there, so it's a lot of fun.
That's awesome. Well, definitely, it seems like this one was pretty popular.
It was released on everything. Okay.
It was?
But I think it was definitely like made by Sega or something, though. I don't know. I shouldn't just be shouting out stuff I have no idea. But I know I had this on Sega Dreamcast back in the day, and it was a super ton of fun. But thank you for the correction and keeping us on our toes out there.
Oh, absolutely. Hey, we can't be right about everything all the time. But
yeah, and
I'd say about 40% of the time we're pretty.
Yeah, I'd say like 50% of the time, and that's almost half.
Yes, no, absolutely.
But yeah, and I see you guys out there, internet cutout, mobile disadvantage. I know, guys, we can't really help it, so it's kind of just fun. It's the way it goes down, so I feel bad, guys.
But hey, we're doing this all month.
It is. So maybe
Monday
some of these
night,
other people just won't be around, and you'll be able to guess.
Hey,
we
don't want to lose any of the Legion, but absolutely, we'll have some cool ones. But we got 2 more coming, so
we do.
Be fast on pick.
Name that game.
Ooh,
This one's wild.
Yeah,
This one's wild. This took me a while to even figure out what it was because I have seen this back in the day. I believe I've even played this, but to me, this was that game that I played one time and was like, nope. I have no fingers. This challenge is hard. Are you kidding me? I could wreck this on my phone where you just like say like, you know, hey Siri or okay Google, and then it pops up. Then you tell it to write something. You could do that. That'd be all right.
Yeah, I was going to say, you know, not all of these are going to be just straight like, hey, yeah, I know. I've seen that. What do we got, man? What do we got?
I just love that Carmilla's like, life, what is it?
This one's a toughie. This one's
It is. We've got 2 correct answers out there in chat right now. I will say that. Aurelia says it's a video game. Yes. Winner there.
Trying to see if that third one's going to roll in.
Don't trust me. These are a little before my time. Yep. Autocorrect is trolling me. I think you're actually on point, Circle. I think you're okay with your answer. As far as spelling goes.
Absolutely. It looks like Life did nail it right off the bat. Yep. All right.
Did. Cycle came in hot behind him. If we want a third in there, Vector Man. So this, of course, was sort of an experimental type of game you were telling me, right?
Yeah, you know, it's like back in the day, you know, Sega was like trying all kinds of different things. They even had like a Sega channel that you could subscribe to, you know, like, I mean, I know it sounds crazy to think about back then, but one of the games they were really pushing around that time was Vector Man.
Yes.
And, you know, it's like around the same time when, you know, like we were saying, we were talking about Clay Fighter and stuff like Earthworm Jim. So there was still like, you know, you still had the classic games, the platformers, but they were like, hey, let's do it where like, you know, the guy can kind of come apart a little bit and you see his movements.
Yeah, so like when he moves, the animation would be that the spheres he was made of would spread apart. And it's fantastic animation throughout. So
absolutely.
Thank you, Aurelia, for shouting out Life Reboot again. Again, amazing retro streamer, guys. I watched him complete games beginning to end over there on his channel. Most recently, I got to watch him rock through most of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Unfortunately, I couldn't watch the end part of it live, but you got to get over there and check out Life Reboot. Thank you for that, Aurelia. And I have to say, as much as we want to say like, oh, the art was so good, man, I found like the worst graphic to put up for poor Vector Man. I thought we switched this for a different one.
Oh, there it is.
Okay.
We were just waiting
there it
for
is.
it.
I mean, this one's not much better, but it's a lot better than the other one. You know, it's a little pixelated.
I love what Life says this. He goes, tonight I learned I'm a nerd. I haven't played any of these games. Well, guess what, Life, man? You should go ahead and do your blind playthroughs with a couple of these, man. We love it when you do those. And, yeah, some of these would definitely be interesting to see a first-time playthrough.
No doubt. And again, I remember what it was like when you'd be flipping through Game Pro magazines or Nintendo Power and you'd see all these games that were like, you know, they were all $50, you know, it was hard to get your hands on all these games, you know, it wasn't like years later when you could go to Blockbuster and get 3 games for $10 or whatever on the discount bin. Like it'd be a while, you know, like the 8-bit and 16-bit generations, you were hard pressed to get every game you wanted.
And a lot of those games too, man, they were built for replayability. So you were kind of like, oh, I want to, you know. And it seems like now when you go back and try to play some of these games, man, it's like it's tough because they really don't follow some of those linear patterns, and they're hard. They're like we were. I think we were much more skilled back in those days, and like you know, not so quick to just drop the controller and be like, man, yeah. No,
maybe you. I hate this.
Yeah. I know you even said that. You're like, yeah, man, I like the way those games look, man. They were hard as hell.
They were ball busters. Like, they hadn't quite figured out that for a home version of a game, they didn't need to make it like an arcade game. Because an arcade game had to be hard, so you had to keep pumping quarters into it.
Yes.
But at home, I already bought the damn thing. Just let me get to the end. You know? But I'll never forget playing games with my dad. And we used to play Dick Tracy on the NES.
Oh, yes.
And, like, this game was so unbelievably hard. You know? And me and my sister, we were only a year or so apart. And we would have a very difficult time kind of figuring out the game. So my dad would come over and kind of play with us. And I'll never forget that he would get so mad. And he would like football spike the controller into the ground. And we kept telling him, we're like, dude, you're going to break it. You're going to break it. Stop doing that. Because, you know, we were kids and we would just freak out about it. You know, it's just a little controller thing. But I remember one time he's playing the game. And we knew that during the driving portion, he would always get like T-boned by this like random car, you know. And that would be what set him off. So we're playing the game, we're watching him, and we're both kind of standing next to him, and that car just rips right through him. And we're like, da, 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 da. And he just has the controller, and he's like, and he took it in his hands and just twisted it apart. Just broke the plastic, everything, circuit boards coming out everywhere. And then like the next day we came home and he had bought like 4 new controllers and stuff. I was like, sorry, man, that game just gets to me. I don't think I'm going to play that anymore. So it's probably good. That might be a bit of a toxic game for you, my man.
Absolutely. At the time, you'd be like, yeah. Oh, I see J-Dog down there mentioning the Game Genie.
Oh, yes.
I'd have to say, man, like Al Bandito was saying, I just want to get to the end, damn it. I'm pretty sure a good handful of us, that's how we got to the end.
Yeah.
Some of
the codes, cheat codes in old games especially, man.
Either that or just having infinite lives where it's like you could just keep retrying, which in a way we were still playing through it, but yeah, definitely not from that challenge level, you know?
That pure perspective, yes.
Absolutely. So we got one more for tonight, right? One more to throw down?
Well, we may have 2.
Oh, we might have 2?
We may have 2.
You guys get a little extra. Okay.
But I'll tell you what. Name that game. There you go. This one's not a bad one. I really liked this game a lot. This one should be pretty easy to guess. I don't think there's a lot of games very similar to this.
You know, it's like beneath the ocean, beneath the ocean.
We make big commotion beneath the ocean.
And I'm almost kind of looking at this now, and I'm wondering if this is like I may have snagged this picture from the. Remember when they re-released like a lot of the Genesis games as like mobile, you know? And I think that's if you guys see those weird symbols on there, that's probably where. But I mean, the game itself still looks like it did when it did.
Chimera says only good dolphin-based game ever. I think I 1,000% agree with that. Looks like Life, Chimera, and Circle came in 1, 2, 3 right there. Came in hot with that, guys. I absolutely love it. Thanks so much for hanging out and playing with us, guys. And yeah, this was such a cool game. Like I think this was the first game I played as a kid where the story was like moving.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, this is really deep.
And I mean, like you said, when you first looked at the box art, you're probably like, this is kind of a little different, you know? But
I'm not going to lie. They bought it for my sister, you know? Yeah. That looked like a girl's game.
Hey, come on, man. Didn't we play through the Little Mermaid game like a few years ago on the Sega?
Yeah, but they bought that for my sister.
I know, but I'm just
that
saying,
game was awesome. It was an awesome game. We sat down and played the whole thing beginning to end. It was super fun.
Look at what Life says there. He goes, his parents had him return the Game Genie because they thought it might break the system.
Yeah.
Now,
I could see that because the way you had to double down games and stuff into it.
But it almost is like, you know, when you think about that, like, them returning the Game Genie for life, like I mean, his competitive Donkey Kong.
Yeah. The fact that you had to finish it no cheat is probably what made you the awesome gamer that you are, Life. So you should be thanking for that. Hell with the Game Genie, down with the Game Genie. We say here at the Power.
That's awesome, man. But yeah, J-Dog, we definitely remember it. Yeah, you know, I know Sega like you used to be able to like punch in a certain like controller thing, and it would bring you into debug mode into the game, and it was almost like having a Game Genie. Yeah. So yeah, it was kind of cool. But yes, so you guys definitely, it looks like you know everyone who answered that one, we'll definitely throw you some points. So you know, but definitely, I still think Life took the lead on that one.
I think he's just got speed fingers down there. I'm good at games because my parents returned the Game Genie. True. Also, my older brother took dibs on the spread weapon in Contra. Yeah, dude.
All right, I don't think I've done
hold
this
up.
yet.
I got to get back to the studio here.
Am I on the right arm? Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, that's looking good, man. The Contra C. That's what's up.
I don't think I've pulled that out on the Power Hour yet.
I think it's been a while. But
Definitely.
Carmilla, don't feel bad. She says, my knowledge of games is atrocious. No, you're doing fine. These are hard. You know, they really are. They're going back a long time. I think there's a lot of people in chat. These games are older than them, you know?
Oh, totally, man. Totally. But like you said, they definitely have that classic, you know, thing to them. Like, you know, when you hear about a game, Echo the Dolphin, you're like, wait, there's a game where you play as a dolphin? You know, it's like, it's just intriguing, you know?
Yes, yes.
Very cool.
No, and by the way, Aurelia, I was poking through my Discord earlier when Charboil first got here. And he was like, "Oh, you sending that picture around out there?"
Oh, that one, yeah. Okay, yeah, we won't put that one up on.
No.
But no, definitely, yeah. I got this Contra Tat a few years ago. I talked about it for like 10 years. I know you knew. I was like, yeah, man, I'm gonna get the Contra C. Yeah. What really that kind of goes down to is me and my cousin. You know, he didn't have as many games as I did, but he always had Contra. And you know, like we would just, whenever I'd go over there, man, we'd go gangbusters on it. Like we would try, you know, different things and try like, okay, let's not get killed once. Like let's try to make it all the way to the end.
Yeah.
And we got all the way to the final boss.
Mm-hmm.
And we both got killed.
Oh,
so we were like, we were, oh man, we were so close, you know. But
yeah.
so that's where that kind of holds. You know, some people say, you got a Contra tattoo? Yeah, so I got to tell that story at least. So.
No, that's super cool, man. That's super cool. I love that tattoo. I think it's great. But you know, I have to say, just throwing it out there for everybody down there in chat, because I see everyone kind of talking to Carmilla, telling her not to feel bad, but the fact that you guys are so familiar with these games, that are games I literally grew up with, and you guys still know what they are. You've seen them before. You may have even played some of them in emulators and stuff. Like, that blows my mind. To me, you guys are, like, great gamers, all of you, because, like, I had the opportunity to play a lot of these games, and I don't remember them, you know? So you guys really have the true hearts of gamers out there, and I absolutely love that. So mad respect to all you guys who are able to pull these out on the drop of a hat, or to just recall them in any sense when they're games that predate you, because I'd be hard-pressed to remember a lot of Atari games that came out before me.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
And
But
really,
then I talked to someone like Aur3llia who's can speed run some Atari games, and I'm just like, that's so cool. Like, that's the heart of a true gamer, you know. And that's what we enjoy so much about Twitch, is that this is something that we really love. But in our lifetimes and in our friends and stuff, we've found it hard to connect with people who were as avid gamers. So that wasn't something we could spend so much time with, you know.
You know it, man. Oh, life. Absolutely, man. In the comments there, he says, we got a Contra sometime. That would make my day, man.
Nice.
And I did recently get my son a Nintendo Switch, which lets you play some of those classic NES games on there with like 1 or 2 players. I believe you can play like across, you know, the internet and stuff like that. So once they add Contra on there, you bet, buddy, I would love to sit down and play that with the mighty Life Reboot.
Heck yeah, man. I will not, because I stink at that game. I will sit behind you guys and be like, "Go, go! Here's lemonade."
What's funny is I'm gonna have to like train up a little bit. You know, I'm gonna be like, oh, okay, let me.
You know what I want to do is, like, with the new Mortal Kombat out, dude, you so sick wrecked me at Mortal Kombat 2 when we played that on Super Nintendo. I was like, dude, you blew my mind. You like wiped my face across the freaking thing, dude.
The original one on Genesis too. That was the 3 buttons and the blood code and stuff. But yes, like those ones were so similar. Like even like, you know, some of the moves and stuff you could do.
Like remembered fatalities. Like, are you kidding me? Like, you're like, I haven't played this in 15 years.
Yeah,
fatality. I'm like, dude, are you kidding me, man?
I tell you, man, we loved the fighting games when we were younger, you know, and it was always in good fun. Nobody really like got out of sorts, you know, like so I think that's what it was, is we played them, we had so much fun playing them, and you know, it was just a blast. So, but
no, it's funny how the advent of the internet and like the inclusion of that kind of comes with a little bit more hostility than, you know, when we were kids. But again, keep in mind, it's a lot easier for me to call you an asshole when you're not close enough to punch me in the face.
Sure.
So,
no, that's a good point. That's a good.
There's that.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. There was always the one guy, you know, like there's guys out there that are like, you know, they throw it in your face, you know, getting some Mickey D's after, you know, a good run of Mortal Kombat, and then the guy's like, yeah, I beat you at Kano, like everybody. Yeah. Who did it?
No, where's the guy that's like, hey man, good game. Wish I could say the same.
Yeah, exactly. that guy. I'm telling you, I could wreck with some Liu Kang though in that original one. Even though his fatality kind of stunk. Like I used to love playing as that particular character. What did we do? Didn't we set it like when me, you, and Bishop were hand? Didn't we set it to like the hardest difficulty, and you guys like saw how far I could get?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you made it far as hell too.
I know I didn't get to the top of the mountain, but I got pretty far. But I think we got one more Name That Game.
We do. We have one more, and this is a post-2000 game.
Oh, yeah.
So this should be a lot of fun. I see Circle down there. What about Commodore 64? You know it, my dude. Demo says, let me just break out my Virtual Boy, the original VR headset. Heck
there you go.
Demo reminded me to tell you about that offline. Oh, okay. That I shouldn't have read that comment. But Carmilla says she has a chance. Yes. Now, this game is a little wild. It's a little obscure, but it should be something, hopefully, that all you beautiful people out there have seen or heard or played. So let's name that game.
Oh, yeah.
This is a game I actually really, really freaking loved, and I pigeonholed my story. You know, I got maybe 3/4 or 4/5 of the way through the game, and I screwed up something and could not finish the game.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like I got rid of a specific item, and I ruined myself.
Hey, I do see there's the PlayStation.com logo down there, but
Yes.
I'm pretty sure this was also cross-platform at the time.
Yeah.
So, definitely, like you said, I'm not going to, what's funny about this series of games is there was so many that came out. Like, I can't even, I don't even know what, it was probably Resident Evil, like you said, that came out that was, kind of, really got people to be like, hey, wait, we could take these other franchises and, try to make similar games. But this was, the second game, after they've tried to make the first one that just really stunk, I thought,
Well,
But, no, this game I liked, but
Yeah.
the first one I was like,
I didn't think the first one stunk, but you're right. It played like Resident Evil, which
Yeah.
made it stink
Exactly.
because of those wonky ass Resident Evil.
Yeah,
we're gonna put a camera over here
yeah.
behind a tree.
Yeah.
but you still have to press forward to walk that way, and you're like, what the shit is this? Mega Man 9, close.
Oh, I love what they're throwing down.
Yeah,
here.
are we gonna call Evil Dead close enough? Are we gonna call that close enough?
We will if someone can't actually name the title, because there's so many of them.
There are a few different entries in here. Spooky, no idea. I haven't known a single one. I'm so sorry. And look, it's been a half an hour and you're still hanging out with us. Thank you so much. Please make sure to take care of yourself. But we appreciate you being here. We hope you're having fun. And no tears, little monkey. No tears.
But definitely we will. We will.
The Evil Dead. It actually has. It's like Evil Dead and then Doom to Doom something else. Oh, Carmilla's so close right there.
So
She's so close. I think we should give that to Carmilla.
We're gonna give it to her.
We're gonna
Yep,
give
yep.
that to Carmilla right there because can I just throw it up?
Go ahead, put it on.
Let's
up.
just throw it up. Feel free to copy the title if you want. This is Evil Dead: A Fistful of Boomstick.
So now that we got the title out there, the first one that came out was called Hail to the King.
Yeah.
And you're right, it wasn't terrible, but it was very clunky.
What was cool about it was the story was really good.
Yes.
Because remember, his hand became a familiar that you could control.
Yep.
And on certain levels, you'd play literally as the hand, so it was like being Thing from
the Addams Family.
Yeah, from the Addams Family. It's super cool.
I always
but
thought
the
that
controls are so bad.
And then you had to find gas for the chainsaw.
Yeah.
I was kind of, Now this game though, they were totally like, you know what? We need to just make it where Ash kicks Ash.
Yes. Yes. And what this boasted originally was that it was one of the first games made where they could have up to 200 enemies on screen at the same time.
It was actually built on an engine for a Rockstar game called State of the Emergency.
Mm-hmm.
And like you're right, there were so many characters on screen at once. But yeah, it went for such action. I'm pretty sure you didn't need any more gas for the chainsaw. You did have bullets, but I think your chainsaw was always your kind of perma weapon. You know, so
yeah, and again, this was super fun, voiced by Bruce Campbell himself.
Oh yeah.
And it did have what we complained about when we were playing Dead by Daylight a few weeks ago, a specific button that you could push just to make him quip.
The taunts, yes. That was the best. Now there was a third game. The funny thing is, I don't even think this was supposed to be like a sequel to Hail to the King. This is just like another game in the Evil Dead franchise. There was another game that came out called Evil Dead Regeneration where the hand actually turns into another character, and that character is voiced by Ted Raimi. Brother of Sam Raimi.
Yeah,
So
who's the director of the original Evil Dead franchise.
Exactly. So they've gone a lot of different directions with Evil Dead. I don't think they've ever actually hit the mark, but they get close, and they put they put them in Dead by Daylight, which is awesome.
Fistful of Boomstick was pretty damn awesome of a game though, because you just got to kick ass as Ash, which was great.
Yeah.
But if anyone wants to throw down that Fistful of Boomstick, still get second and third place out there. We'll give you guys some points for that. So I only ever played it once, but it stuck with me because I was still a kid, and for some reason it scared me. So I vowed never to play it again. You guys in chat are also nice and supportive. Thank you. Yeah, dude, this is an amazing chat. We absolutely love being out here on Twitch, hanging out with all you beautiful people, man. You guys are the absolute best. Let's throw some Twitch love out for all you beautiful people out there. Thank you for hanging out. Again, throw down Fistful of Boomstick down there in the chat. We'll throw you down for second or third place. But that's about gonna wrap us up for tonight. So thank you guys so much for the big kickoff event here for the Name That Game tournament. Throughout the next couple of weeks here in May, what we'll be doing is kind of sprinkling these in throughout whatever topics we're doing. So there may only be like 4 a night as opposed to tonight where we did 7 or 8 here.
Oh, yeah.
So, there may only be 4, maybe 2 at the beginning of the show, 2 in the second half of the show. Maybe we'll throw one in the news. Who knows?
Oh, yeah.
But if you come by and hang out with us, the more points you earn, the better chance you have of winning some prizes by the end of the month. So we, encourage you to come by, play with us, have some fun. And again, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us tonight and having some fun. Again, we're supporting Democracy's charity right now. That is, oh man, did I close the thing here? It's in my dashboard. I should just scroll down and read it. Let's see. To Write Love on Her Arms. Right? It's a charity that is presenting hope and finding help for people struggling with depression, addiction, self-injury, and suicide. So we encourage you guys to check out our donation panel that has a lot of information about it, and to check out Democracy's page and support him throughout the course of the month where he's streaming for charity and doing a bunch of charity streams. So thank you, Chimera, for throwing down that charity link down there. Thank you, of course, to Aur3llia for hanging out and moderating with us as always and throwing out some shout-outs and some fun stuff for everybody. Thank you to Life Reboot Demo. Thank you to Chimera for coming in hot with that awesome raid earlier. We super appreciate it. We're going to keep the love train going.
Oh, yeah.
By heading over and spreading some love to a friend of ours. And yes, I would like to raid Klops. I think that'd be great. But there is one last thing I would like to do. Thank you. I love all of you amazing people. That's from Aur3llia. We second. All you guys are absolutely amazing. We're going to throw some Twitch love. Let's throw some regular love. Let's throw some Legion love for you beautiful Legionnaires out there. You guys get it all.
Around.
You get it all tonight. And one last thing we're going to do here before we go. Thank you for hanging out with us here tonight, Carmilla. And I would like to get you in here and give you a little bit of love.
Oh,
so that you've got to go out there now and spread it. Go spread that love out in other channels. Have some fun out there. We super appreciate it. We needed one extra sub tonight so that we could unlock our 4th emote before the month is over. So I can't think of anyone better to take up that mantle than you, Carmilla. So thank you so much for coming by, hanging out with us, playing the Name That Game tournament, getting our last answer there and nailing that in, man. Super ton of fun. We appreciate it so much, guys. All those spread-its down there in chat, let's make sure to blow them up down there in Klops' stream. We'll be back on Wednesday night, game night, playing some games, probably some Sea of Thieves, maybe something else. Who knows? Come by. It'll be fun. I'll be there. Senior Bull might be there. You never know. We'll both be here next Monday night, 9 p.m. Any final words for the beautiful people out there, Senior Bull?
Thank you, guys. I missed you guys while I was gone, but I am back now. And like El Bandito said, we'll catch you next Monday, but don't forget to check us out on Wednesday when we game it out. So until next time.
We'll see you then.
Yeah.